Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Triple Double Nation. Today we'll be grading the first 10 NBA rookies from the 2020 draft class. Let's get into the video. Number 10, Isaac Okoro. The Cleveland Cavaliers have immediately valued Isaac Okoro's defense and toughness, giving him 36.6 minutes per game. Regardless of how much Okoro develops offensively from here, the Cavaliers presumably feel good about the likelihood they've added an elite defender to their core. But he is limited offensively. Without much ability to create, he's playing a simplified role that calls for spot-up shooting, line driving, cutting, and finishing in transition. So far, he's averaging 8.6 points on 40.6% shooting from the field and a 7 of 23 line from 3. It was known coming in that his last shot would need time, but he isn't forcing anything, and though he's not a playmaker, he's averaging 2.3 assists by attacking closeouts and passing on the move. Number 9, Tyrese Maxey. The coronavirus and injuries hit the Philadelphia 76ers roster and opened a door for Tyrese Maxey. He's answered the early call, averaging 11.4 points in just 21.6 minutes per game. His entire arsenal was on display in a 39-point outburst against the Denver Nuggets, during which he hit 3 3-pointers and 15 2-pointers while using his signature floater, dribble jumpers, and physical drives. Though he's still struggling from distance, Maxey is converting 47.6% of his pull-ups, and his touch off one foot is carried over from Kentucky. A shaky 3-ball and lack of explosion haven't limited the 6'2", 200-pound rookie, who's compensating with craftiness, an ability to take contact, and versatile shot-making skills in the mid-range. Number 8, Theo Maledon. Coming in with a unique amount of pro experience overseas, Theo Maledon has been one of the few second-round picks earning minutes. His versatility has been useful, and he's shown poise and passing IQ running pick and rolls and threatening defenses as a spot-up shooter. Lacking quickness and explosion, key reasons teams were hesitant about his NBA outlook, Maledon has found ways to score on drives with touch and body control, and he's flashed the ability to make jumpers off the dribble. Shooting 37.7% from the field and 30.2% from 3 with 2.8 assists to 1.9 turnovers, he hasn't executed with efficiency in any one area yet, but this early, it's just good to see his capabilities. Number 7, Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton has emerged as a Rookie of the Year candidate, looking like a textbook fit with De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings. With 64 assists and just 15 turnovers, he's lived up to his reputation as a quality decision maker. Thanks to his outstanding passing skill and IQ, he's averaging 5.3 assists despite spending 71% of his time on the court at shooting guard and registering just 2.9 minutes of possession per game. In comparison, Fox averages 5.8 assists with 6.5 minutes per game of possession. Efficient with his playmaking touches and opportunities, he's also shooting 51.6% from the floor and 51% from 3. The most encouraging development, given that teams were concerned about his unorthodox release before the draft, has been his jumper working against NBA defenses. His pull-up was a major question mark, yet he's making 54.5% of them on 2.8 attempts per game. Number 6, Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards leads all rookies in scoring coming off of the Minnesota Timberwolves bench. He's had some strong takes to the rim and paint buckets, and though his shot has been erratic, he still hit 16 threes in 11 games. Edwards cooled off after a hot start, however an unsurprising development based on his shot selection and pre-draft weaknesses. He shot 34.5% from the field since scoring an efficient 18 points in 22 minutes against the Utah Jazz during his second NBA game. Edwards is struggling with the dribble jumper game. He had trouble consistently executing at Georgia. Part of that has to do with settling too much and being overconfident on hero shots. He has been better shooting off the catch, which is important and something he'll need to keep improving as he adjusts to the new role that calls for more spotting up. Number 5, Saddiq Bey. Head coach Dwayne Casey has found quick use for Saddiq Bey. He's averaging 10 points in 21.9 minutes per game, despite making just 7 2-point field goals all season. Bey has been purely a shooting specialist and floor spacer, hitting 42.6% of his threes and 26 total in 11 games. Lacking explosiveness, Bey only has shot 28.6% inside 10 feet while totaling 8 assists all season, and we haven't seen any signs of a pull-up game after he shot just 29.6% on dribble jumpers last year. But at 6'7", he has been able to handle in-ball screen situations, and he's played effective stretches of competitive defense both inside and out. While it's worth questioning Bay's on-ball scoring upside, he's looking like a 3 and a D cornerstone on whom the Detroit Pistons can bank during their rebuild. Number 4, Desmond Bane. The NBA's deeper arc hasn't affected Desmond Bane, a career 43.3% three-point shooter through 4 years at TCU. Some scouts weren't sold on his accuracy, translating based on his mechanics. So far, he's 21 of 43 from 3, dribbling a scorching 51.4% of his looks off the catch and getting himself open with relocations and off-ball reads. He's also hit 42.9% of his pull-up field goal attempts, though he hasn't used them as much or attempted many shots off the dribble. Head coach Taylor Jenkins isn't calling many ball screens for the rookie. Regardless of what Bane is able to add to his repertoire, his spot-up shooting looks legitimate and should be valued at the Memphis Grizzlies. It wouldn't be surprising if he's starting alongside Ja Morant by the end of the season. Number 3, LaMelo Ball. In 25.2 minutes per game as the Charlotte Hornets bench spark, LaMelo Ball leads all rookies in assists, rebounds, and steals. His 11.8 points per game ranks second, and despite pre-draft questions about his scoring and shot, he's answering them with crafty finishes and 1.6 threes per game. It's still Ball's signature passing that continues to separate him. Vision, IQ, accuracy, and unselfishness have led to a 38.3 assist percentage that ranks number 8 in the NBA. His value on the floor primarily revolves around his knack for creating quality looks for teammates. But he's also spent 44% of his possessions at shooting guard in rotation with Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier. And despite a major role adjustment, he's adapted, finding different ways to impact games through spot-up shooting, cutting, and crashing the offensive glass. Number 2, Deni Avdija. Deni Avdija's production doesn't jump off the stat sheet, but it has still been easy to detect his versatility and mature approach to the game. He's playing to his strengths, waiting for the right opportunities to shoot or attack. Spotting up for 39.4% of his possessions, he ranks in the 85th percentile, mostly due to his shooting accuracy off the catch. Hitting 1.5 threes per game on 45.7% shooting, Avdija looks comfortable behind the arc, a major plus for the Washington Wizards considering the questions teams had about his jumper. The ball is coming out of his hands cleaner and quicker than we've seen in the past. On the downside, he's still lacking shot-making versatility and a pull-up game, which makes him predictable and more limited scoring on the off-court. But he's adding value as a passer, particularly in transition with his ability to handle and keep his head up. Number 1, Cole Anthony. Inefficiency at North Carolina caused scouts to cool on Cole Anthony, and he's had trouble with execution so far as a pro. But he's now the Orlando Magic starting point guard with Markelle Fultz done for the season, and the eye test still shows a confident guard who looks like he belongs. For a rookie, he held his own against James Harden during the former MVP's Brooklyn Nets debut, finishing with 16 points and a season-best 8 assists. However, through 13 games, Anthony's jumper, arguably his most reliable weapon coming into the season, has failed him. He's just 9 of 44 from 3 while shooting 30.2% on dribble jumpers and 17.9% off the catch. His struggles as a finisher aren't new, but it's safe to assume he'll eventually break free from the shooting slump. Perimeter shot making has always been Anthony's bread and butter, and he's made 88.2% of his free throws. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.